You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laugh. Hey, how could you lie to my face? People claim that they be loyal, they be taking up space. See my broski lose his heart when he was fighting that case. Took so many yells, I'm not going back to those days. I'ma treat you how you treat me, do you like how it tastes? Shawty, use up, can't treat you like my ace. I got way too many problems to be worried, I'm straight. Me and Craig had to watch for the Jakes on the road.
This is what I'm talking about. NFL playoffs at Lambeau Field with a snowstorm camped out over the upper Midwest. Let's go. It's time for some great football in Green Bay. Coming up, an important divisional round matchup in the NFC between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. One of two spots in the NFC title game awaits the winner here as we're underway in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Ready? 18 Gators. You draw Porker. You. Watch twins. Watch twins. Hatchet. Hey, lock it. Check 99. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. He's coming. Bam. We got double up. Let's go.
On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Looking to throw on second down. Wise over the middle, and it's incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson, and it's third down.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Yep.
Operating from the gun. Wise. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a fourth down. On fourth down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
Here we go.
Throwing to start the drive. Nielsen throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long. An early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on second and 10.
Let's go. Pick it up, D.
To throw again. Nielsen. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Well, that's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs.
First down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
90, Wolf. Big grip.
On first down, Nielsen throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. That's already the third time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught one of the three.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll try the left side. Hoskins, and not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Too little, Cupcake.
From the gun, Nielsen. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down.
How did he do that? How did he do it? I mean, in this type of weather, it's not just catching it, it's seeing it coming towards it. Maybe that's why he ended up having to go one-handed, but boy, what a catch.
That was a spectacular one-handed grab. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. On 4th down, Nielsen. And that is going to be incomplete. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Lions will take over. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
Now a handoff here to his running back. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Recon, 132 fighter. Watch the ship.
Here's 2nd and 8. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun. Wise. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Pull it high.
Off the play fake. Nielsen. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you. And that may have been what happened there.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball.
Touchdown, Detroit! A great effort there. 55 yards as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
First down at their own 30-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Now a first down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop him for a loss of 4. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Come on, set. 60 or. Time to go, night. Run. He's tied right here. He's tied on the right. Hey, 4 down. Shoot.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Set, ready? 60 outlaw. Hey, check. Big grip.
On 3rd down, Nielsen. Now he'll escape to his left. And this is going to be incomplete. That makes him now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on 3rd down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback.
Ready up.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
On the team. Rock it. Shit. Hard. Get it.
Back to throw. Wise under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Pilot, 64, weak.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Wise. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Topper! Kill!
Throwing on 1st down. Nielsen. He'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. After 1-7-0 on EA Sports.
Protein spill. Check. Leo. Cut. And ready.
On 1st down. Hoskins. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
To throw on 2nd down. Nielsen got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, and it's good for a 1st down as well.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. And he'll take this forward for 2, maybe 3. But we do have a flag down, and they're already marching backward. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Hey, Haywood! 55! Right there in the middle, 55! Dude!
From the gun, Nielsen. He's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. They couldn't contain Deshaun Hand that time as he gets home for the sack. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground? Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Watch the pass.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Nielsen. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And a return across midfield and to the 46-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
10 Lobo. Blue draw Corker. Alert 3. Watch guard. Check 26. Check 26. 49. Check 49. Check 49.
On 1st and 10. Wise. Packer pressure, and down he goes.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Looking to throw. Wise. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Now the second down throw on target. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Well, here's a first down throw that's complete. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well-run route.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off here, the 32. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line.
Let's go.
We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Nick Bawden there to make the grab. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Well, that didn't take long. The turnover instantly almost turning into points.
And when that happens, a lot of teams have the mentality of let's strike right now. You've got them off balance after the turnover or the takeaway. Let's go get it. And that's exactly what they did.
Let's go, son.
At their own 25-yard line.
Got it.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least. And he lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Thank goodness for heaters up here. And thank goodness I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to clutch the football and absorb the hits, not easily done.
Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right there. Following the fumble recovery. Wise. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
80 weapons. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
Back to throw. Wise, nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Packers pick it up. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
We've got plenty of weather here today. We've got some snow going on, and they've come out of a dome. And there have been two ways of getting ready for this. Some have said, don't worry about the weather. Just practice in your normal conditions and handle it on game day. And others have said, find some weather, find some conditions somewhere, and try and get ready. What do you think?
Well, whatever the preparation there, the snow causing the fumble. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Off-play action. Nielsen, nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
91.
To throw on 3rd down. Nielsen, he's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. This quarterback now 9 of 17 through the air.
Come get some. Come on. Hey, exit. He don't want it. Shift. Watch the shift. Mike's 40. Mike's 40. Ready.
Operating from the gun, Nielsen. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Line of scrimmage, the 31, as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Nielsen. And an alley to run. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 18. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Intended for Devontae Adams. Incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go. Mark 50. Hey, zoom. We got to get the ball. Now.
To throw again, Nielsen. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. 3rd down here.
Incomplete. Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive, as this is 3rd and 10.
Smooth. Tight end right. Tight end right. Out.
Looking to throw. Nielsen. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
Devontae Adams. Incomplete. Sets up 4th down.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC Divisional Round matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, a trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Right back to him on first down. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Getting out a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Will Harris. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. 2nd and 5. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on third?
Pilot, 64, weak. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Coming to you, coming to you.
They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. That one goes for 29 yards on third down. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Back to throw. Wise. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Back. Protein spill. Let's go.
Throwing again. Wise is going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That last catch winds up costing him 3, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd and 13.
Hey, Delta.
From the gun, Wise. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Keeps the score Lions 14, Packers 3.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Deshaun Hand able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Looking to throw. Nielsen being chased out left. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
There.
Operating from the gun. Nielsen nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it.
Let's go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
X3, 218, chop. Get it.
Looking to throw on second down. Wise. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Dancing to his left, and time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Trey Flowers, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, Nielsen. And Adams has it, complete. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Hey, wahoo! Now.
To throw again, Nielsen. And now here is another interception. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence.
In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And the defense has got it. And this is recovered in the end zone for a touchdown. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. You know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
Back to throw. Nielsen. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. They had the big play on the fumble return. They were looking for the 1-2 punch, but they couldn't get that 2-point conversion.
And I have to wonder, were they scheduled to go ahead and kick the extra point? But after a play like that, you talk about the 1-2 punch, right? It's a momentum play. Go for 2 and really try to capitalize, and that's what they attempted.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Now listen, it's a team game. We know that. But where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? So they take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again. But on offense, they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right. You just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They've bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. The Lions on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 15.
Hey, Charlie. Get it.
Operating from the gun. Wise. And an alley to run. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Detroit. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Looking to throw. Nielsen. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Packers. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. 66 yards. And the Packers have taken the lead. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion.
Hey, box drop. Go.
From the gun, Nielsen to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think we can figure out why they went for 2 there, right? Up 1, you want to make it a field goal difference if at all possible. They didn't get it. Now they've got to play some defense down the stretch.
Yeah, not much margin for error now for your D. They just have to get it into range.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 yards there and a Lion first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check 5.
On the ground, this is Johnson. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially, no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Kevin King coming up from the secondary to make the play.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Recon, 152 fighter. Get it.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That's one where you probably give the ball carrier a bit of a mulligan, right? Where was he going to go there?
Yeah, you could almost see his brain turning over from our perspective. Just pull your foot in the ground and go, except there was no place to put his foot in the ground, and there was no place to go. No room to roam.
He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 15 yards for the Lions there on a 1st down.
Pardon, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
This quarterback now just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Now a handoff looking right. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a 1st down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now the timeout will be called, so they're in field goal range with 3 seconds left. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. This would put them in the NFC title game. And it's no good. He comes up empty on the late field goal try, and they are out here in the divisional round.